Hey! Welcome to Christos and Crib. In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you some of the most ironic events that have been documented thus far. Life sometimes can be pretty ironic. Can you imagine a mall maintenance shop whose doorbell doesn't work? Or the internet, which was meant to save time, doing quite the opposite. They sound pretty ironic, don't they? I know. And that's why I have put together 12 incidents that are perfect examples of irony. Please, hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell on the right side of the screen to get notified whenever I post new videos. Let the countdown begin. 12. On the 3rd of July, 2015, 28-year-old Tommy Woodward from Texas went to the Orange Bayou with the intent of swimming in the water but was cautioned by an employee of the Burkhart's Marina against taking a swim in the river. This was because, prior to his coming to the river, the employees at the Burkhart's Marina spotted an 11-feet-long alligator in the water. Because of that, a signpost was mounted there to warn strangers of the impending danger in the water. But, instead of heeding to the warnings, he replied, "F the alligators," before diving into the water. His body was found 2 hours later floating on the water surface with puncture wounds in his chest and what experts described as a major traumatic wound on his arm. 11. While trying to prove to a group of prospective articling students that the glasses that made up the walls of the Toronto Dominion Centre were unbreakable, Gary Hoy threw himself against a glass wall on the building's 24th story and fell to his death when the window gave way. Gary had performed that stunt so many times before but simply bounced off the glass wall without a problem. But, he wasn't so lucky on the last one. Gary's little stunt did cost him his life, but he was right about one thing: the window didn't break, it only popped out of the frame, thereby plunging him to death. 10. Troy Leon Gregg, a convicted murderer in Georgia, escaped the prison on July 28, 1980, along with 3 other convicted murderers, just the night before his execution. The 4 criminals escaped using officer uniforms with fake badges. He was the first person on death row to have escaped in the history of Georgia. But, after his glorious escape from the prison, he went to North Carolina where he got into a bar fight and was beaten to death. Number 9. How would you feel if your very own creation was used against you? The feeling, definitely, won't be a good one. Gary Crayman, the founder of a dating site named Match.com, lost his girlfriend to a man she met on his website. That, definitely, felt like getting someone you love the most sucked into a magical book written by you. 8. Chinese alchemists were hell-bent on finding the elixir of immortality. Their quest was aimed at making life last forever, but, instead, they ended up inventing gunpowder in the 9th century. That seems like quite the opposite of their original aim, don't you think? 7. Felix Batista, a specialist in kidnap-related issues, who has negotiated the release of over 100 victims, traveled to Saltillo to give lectures on how to avoid getting kidnapped. His aim was to help in curbing the regular kidnapping issues in Mexico. But, he got kidnapped right there in Saltillo and was never heard of again. 6. The king of Pontus became so paranoid after his father's assassination by poison, so, in order to prevent him from dying the same way, he took regular doses of poison during his 7-year stay in the wild to build immunity against it. Some years later, when he was defeated by the Romans, he poisoned his family and then took some poison to kill himself too, but did not die because he was already immune to it. 5. This might sound like a joke, but this is as real. Some people have a phobia for long words. The fear of long words is called hippoptomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. That's quite funny because no one with that phobia will be able to pronounce that word without getting a heart attack. 4. The Guinness Book of World Records was sued by one of their honorees. Funny enough, The man held the record for most lawsuits ever, with over 2,600 lawsuits in various U.S. district courts since 2006. 3. The fire hydrant, an invention which has helped in saving many lives and properties, is without an inventor. That doesn't mean it just popped out of nowhere. Its inventor is not known because, in 1836, the building that held the patent for the modern-day hydrant and every other inventions before that time was completely burnt to the ground. It's just pretty ironic that an invention that puts out fire couldn't save the name of its original inventor. 2. During an anti-helmet rally in Onondaga, a town in New York, a 55-year-old motorcyclist, named Philip Contos, died after he flipped over his handlebars. The police said that he hit his brakes thereby, causing the motorcycle to fishtail. He hit his head on the pavement when he fell from the motorcycle. The police said that he might have survived if he was wearing a helmet. 1. In 2004, a pine tree was planted in honor of George Harrison, the lead guitarist of the Beatles in Griffith Park in Los Angeles. After several years of growth, the pine tree was attacked by beetles in 2013, thereby killing it. Thanks for watching. Are there any ironic incidents you know of? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe.